In this episode, I go into the bilge to replace a bilge pump. I also fix a leak in the hot water tank and play with my Akaso camera. And Chloe finds a friend. Welcome aboard. Happy August long weekend. How do you describe the weather? I would say humid and cool. So kind of uncomfortable, but not hot and uncomfortable, cool and clammy and uncomfortable. So we're on the boat because why not? Rainy day on the boat is still better than a sunny day at work, and we may as well just do projects while we're at it. So got a couple today. Aft Build Bump. I wanted to put that in for a while, and let's see how that looks. This is the dresser with the top and the drawer removed. And then if you take a look down in there, get some light, you can see the base of the old bilge pump and some of the wiring. So hopefully I can get some more wires and just do crimping once. There's a lot of stuff down here. I'll have to check that out later. What I'm doing at the moment is, first step is taking the base out of the bilge. So two of the screws are pretty easy. It's this third one back here. I'm gonna have to go in there manually. This is for the float switch, but what I'm probably gonna do is I'll wire that up later. I just want to have a bilge pump in here that at least I can flip it. This is a bit of concern because there's not a lot of wiring to play with. So I'll see if I cut some of the zap straps. I can get some more wire to do the hookup. And then, unlike the Atwood that was in here, this I'll have to undo and fit onto the bilge pump itself. So I'll fit the base down there. I'll screw that in, hook up the hose to the bilge pump itself, and then push it in, and it'll stay firm that way. Again, my other concern is the amount of wiring I don't have on this. That's concerning for me. But working backwards, this was actually relatively easy to take off. Last time I tried to do this, I removed everything, and it was certainly overkill. So I just had to take off the front panel. That makes things quite a bit easier. And it's a chance to poke around maybe a little bit later and take a look at, I don't know, the rudders, the waste tank, some of the hoses, and things that are lurking back here. This is the old base. Has it seen better days? It absolutely has. Yeah. I think every once in a while it's probably a good idea to change these things out. Maybe, I don't know, every decade, maybe even every two. So I've undone the hose. That will go for the pump out, and then just have to make sure, I don't know, I'm assuming that piece here is absolutely thick enough for the screws, and I'll just verify that against the screws I took out. And I think I will take the ones out for the float switch just to keep things cleaner. And you might notice I'm actually putting off the wiring until the last possible minute, but we'll see how that pans out as well. But all in all, I mean, bearing in mind I don't have to reach over where the shelf would be here, access is not too bad. Edges are a bit sharp, so I think I need a bit of a padding or a pillow or something to kind of lean up against, otherwise I'm gonna look pretty horrifically bruised. Oh, there it is mounted. And I did some 3M 4200 sealant in the screw holes as well. Wow, that's a frightening sound. That's the water pump building up pressure. So next, whatever that was weird. Next, this. I think if I chop it off here, strip it down, I should have enough left. There's plenty of wire at this end anyway. So I'll just coil it up and zap strap it. And finished. A little bit of effort, but hopefully what we'll see from that is when we get water in the bilge, at least it could be pumped out. So you can see, I think, some of the marks where, because the bilge wasn't working in previous years, that it just sat here, and that certainly doesn't help boat odors. So overall, as a project, I don't know, maybe an hour tops, and I don't even know how to rate the difficulty on these things. It wasn't bad, it's just super uncomfortable leaning over and doing head first stuff, but I don't know, pretty simple, and it works, and that's pretty satisfying. So one more bilge pump done. That's pretty awesome.
And here it is with the front of the shelving unit put back on and the top, and guess what? No spare parts. So pretty successful overall. Some friends of ours who have a boat at the marina were dog sitting for a while. A little cockapoo named Bella. And Chloe was a little bit nervous at first, but she quickly got over that, and within just a couple of minutes they were fast friends and playing on the boat. It was just super fun to watch.
Where are you going?
Well, that was a fun impromptu play date. I think Chloe and Bella had a really good time. It was a hot day, so really important to keep your furry friends hydrated. I noticed that we had a slight drip by the hot water tank, and underneath the hot water tank, the wooden panel was starting to get really saturated and kind of punky. And I realized that one of the plastic knurled nuts had a crack in it. So I removed that, cleaned out the threads, and tried to clean off the elbow joint as much as possible, and went looking for a spare part. You'd think that would be easy. It wasn't. I actually ended up going to an RV place and then finally to a marina just down the road, where I was given a pressure fitting and a nut. It was a newer one, and the guy at the parts department wasn't sure it was going to fit. But a lot of straining and stressing, and I got it to fit perfectly. And guess what? No drips. So the wood's going to be dry, and it'll help keep smells down. But a really simple project to do. And I finally put the waterproof case on my Akaso action camera to see what it would do underwater, and checking frequently to make sure there were no leaks and no water getting in. And that brings another weekend at the marina to a close. A couple of fixes here and there, a well-earned beverage at the end of the day, and a good night's sleep. Hey everybody, if you like what you saw, click that like button, hit subscribe, tell your friends, send us notes and emails. Always welcome suggestions for upcoming videos. And we'll see you next time.